Good morning, everyone. At the advent of a new day, I welcome you here again in learning a new chapter that is pronoun. So let's get started. See, on your computer screen, I have written pronoun. What is pronoun? A pronoun is a word that is used in place of a noun or a noun phrase. Pronouns are used to actually avoid the repetition of nouns or noun phrases, thus making our speech more elegant. Okay, I can prove it with an example. See, if I say Mrs. Patnaik is a new police commissioner, again, Mrs. Patnaik is the senior most police officer. People expect Mrs. Patnaik to bring honesty and efficiency in the police force. So somehow I consider this sentences bit awkward. Why so? Because of the repetition of a particular word, particular proper noun, Mrs. Patnaik, and again Mrs. Patnaik. But if we say the same sentence in a different way, like Mrs. Patnaik is the new police commissioner, she is the senior most police officer. People expect her to bring honesty and efficiency in the police force. So somehow this is very elegant one. So here she and her are pronouns and both of them stand for Mrs. Patnaik. Let us take another examples. Suppose if I say a new book by J.K. Rowling has just hit the stands. So have you seen it? It is a pronoun. It stands for the noun phrase a new book that is composed by J.K. Rowling. So what are the important notes that we have to learn and understand? The first thing is a pronoun can act as a subject, object, complement in a sentence, but we cannot place an adjective before a pronoun as we can do before a noun. And the second important thing is that the noun or noun phrase for which a pronoun stands is called its antecedent. Okay. So now moving towards, we will have kinds of pronouns. So I have mentioned everything. Kinds of pronouns. First, personal pronoun. Second, possessive pronouns. Third, reflexive pronouns. Fourth, emphasizing pronouns. Fifth, demonstrative pronouns. Sixth, interrogative pronouns. Seventh, reciprocal pronouns. Eighth, relative pronouns. Ninth, indefinite pronouns. And the last one, tenth, distributive pronouns. In the next coming video clips, this concept would be very clear to your mind. See the first, personal pronouns. What I have written, personal pronouns means I, we, you, he, she, it, they, etc. Actually a person, a pronoun that stands for a person or thing is called a personal pronoun. Personal pronouns are divided into three classes on the basis of the role played by them. The first person is the person speaking, the second person is the person spoken to, and the third person is the person or things spoken about. Suppose I speak to you about Harish. So here I is the first person, you is the second person, and Harsh is the third person. So there are various forms of personal pronouns actually. First, person, it can be singular, it can be plural as well. Like I will be we, me will be us, mine will be ours. Okay, and these are used for both masculine and feminine gender. If I consider the second person, then you, yours would be singular, and if I make them plural, the same would be there, you and yours. And here these are used for both masculine and feminine gender. If I take any third person example like he, him, she, her, hers, it. Okay, so they can be converted in plural like they, them, theirs, and these are used for masculine, feminine, and as well as the neuter gender. Okay, I hope this concept is very clear to your mind. Now moving towards, we will have next pronoun that is called possessive pronouns. What are possessive pronouns? Possessive pronouns means a pronoun used to express ownership, actually, possession or some other relationship. That is called a possessive pronouns. Okay. Possessive pronouns and possessive adjectives should be clearly distinguished from each other. A possessive adjective is placed before a noun, and a possessive pronoun is just used in place of a noun. If I say these are not my gloves, and if I say mine are brown, so here first one, my gloves, so gloves is a noun, so my cannot be the pronoun, so here my is possessive adjective. But if I say mine are brown, so mine mean my gloves. Okay, so here mine is possessive pronoun. Okay, what I suggest, suppose I take another example, like take your notebook, and do not take mine. So here take your notebook, so here notebook is the noun, so your cannot be the pronoun. I have already stated, okay, that pronoun is not used just before the pronoun. Adjectives are used before the nouns because to modify. Okay, so that is the situation. So take your own notebook, if I say, so your would be possessive adjective, and if I say don't take mine, so here mine will be the possessive pronouns. Clear? So these are the forms of possessive pronouns, like I will be mine. If it is singular I, then it would be ours. Okay, any second person, suppose I take you, so it would be yours, right? Suppose I take the any third person singular number, like he, so it would be his, like she, so it would be hers, and if plural, then they will be theirs. This is the case. Okay, and this is applicable for all genders. So this is our possessive pronouns. Now we have the third category, that is reflexive pronouns. What is reflexive pronouns? Myself, ourselves, yourself, yourselves, himself, herself, itself, themselves, they are known as reflexive pronouns. So the pronouns like myself, yourself, themselves, when they used as the receiver of any action, they are called reflexive pronouns. Suppose if I tell you some sentences like Sumi, suppose say Sumi saw Sumi in the mirror. So this sentence can be written as Sumi saw herself in the mirror, and that would be very complete in sense. So reflexive pronouns are used when the doer of the action, I mean to say about subject, and its receiver, I mean object, refer to the same person or thing. Like she blamed herself for her miseries. Okay, so here the same person is blaming as well as receiving the blame. So reflexive pronouns are formed by adding self or selves to my, our, your, him, her, it, and them. That is very important. One important note that I want to quote here, that the following verbs usually need a reflexive object, like acquit, adapt, avail, absent, blame, conduct, enjoy, present. If I say Arnab acquitted himself well as the house captain, so the sentence is correct. We enjoyed ourselves on the sea beach, the sentence is correct. But if I say we enjoyed on the sea beach, so somehow the sentence is gonna be wrong. You must avail yourself of this opportunity, 100% correct. But if I say you must avail this opportunity, then somehow the sentence is not clear. So it is not a complete sentence. You must avail of this opportunity. Again, we can say this is a wrong sentence. So what is the important note? The important note is that these following verbs that I have mentioned, like enjoy, present, conduct, blame, absent, avail, adapt, acquit, they require one reflexive object with it to make the sentence very fruitful and very clear. I hope you have understood well, right? Well, our next pronoun will be emphasizing pronouns. What are emphasizing pronouns? Emphasizing pronouns, you can see the examples like myself, ourselves, yourself, yourselves, himself, herself, itself, themselves. A pronoun used to convey emphasis is called an emphasizing pronoun. For example, I myself typed the letter. She herself refused all help. So what we have understood, these possessive pronouns, reflexive pronouns, and emphasizing pronouns are all personal pronouns. That is the first thing. Next thing is that the reflexive pronouns and emphasizing pronouns have somehow, we can say, identical forms. In the previous pronoun, reflexive pronoun, again we have come to know about self pronoun, and here in the emphasizing pronoun again we have the same structure, so bit identical in forms. But the important note that you have to understand, that emphasizing pronouns, do not receive the action, they lend emphasis to some word in the sentences. Suppose I have noted some sentence: I locked the door myself. So here subject is I, and with the help of myself I am emphasizing the subject I. If I say got in touch with the principal herself, so here object is the principal, and with the help of herself I am emphasizing principal. If I say this letter is to be sent today itself, so here itself is the emphasizing pronoun because it is emphasizing the time. Which time? Today. If I say we can organize the function here itself, so here, itself, this emphasizing pronoun is emphasizing the place. Which is the place? Here is the place. So that is important. So they, put some emphasis to some words in the sentences, and that is the way of recognition between, reflexive and emphasizing pronouns. Okay, I hope you got it clear. Well, our next pronoun that I have mentioned, that is demonstrative pronouns. What are demonstrative pronouns? Demonstrative pronouns like this, that, these, those, etc. Okay. A demonstrative pronoun is used to point to people or things it stands for. If I say these are my pet dogs and that is the house we intend to buy, so this and that are singular, right? So these and these and those are plural. So these and these suggest the nearness, and that and those suggest bit distance. If I say this, that, these and those, they can be used as demonstrative adjectives also. If I say this bag costs 300 rupees, so here this is not the demonstrative pronoun, here this is the demonstrative adjective. What is the reason? The reason is that I have already mentioned in the starting time, what, that bag is a noun, and before noun we cannot use any pronoun. Just before noun, to qualify it, we can use adjective. So here this bag, so here this will be demonstrative adjectives. But if I say this is the bag I wanted to buy, then it would be demonstrative pronoun. So there are some words that should be kept in your mind. First one, we must remember that a demonstrative adjective is placed before a noun, but a demonstrative pronoun replaces a noun. Understood? All right. So our next pronoun will be interrogative pronouns. Interrogative pronouns, probably you know who, whose, whom, which, what. What is an interrogative pronoun? An interrogative pronoun is used to ask a question. For example, who is helping you in this project? What do you need? Which is your book? So who, what, which, okay, they are interrogative pronouns. But again, one special note is there, that what, which and whose can be used both as an interrogative pronoun and an interrogative adjective. Example, which book is yours? Again, as because the book is the noun here, so which will be interrogative adjective. But if I say which is your book, then here which is interrogative pronoun. Okay, I hope you have understood properly. Well, coming over to the next section, we have reciprocal pronouns. Okay, reciprocal pronouns, example, each other, one another. As you can see, two photographs have been mentioned here. Tina and Mary are talking to each other. The boys are fighting one another. My dog and cat love each other and they all support one another. These four sentences. What you have understood? They are used to express their mutual means the reciprocal relationship. So this is termed as reciprocal pronouns. If I give more examples, suppose the two brothers love each other. So each other, one another, they can be used only as objects in the sentences. Okay. Each other and one another mean the same. So they can be used interchangeably. Suppose Ankur and Mohit meet each other or one another every Saturday. But each other is more common than one another. Okay. Actually this is used especially in informal style. So these are the examples of reciprocal pronouns. All right. Okay, our next pronoun is relative pronouns. What are relative pronouns? A relative pronoun relates or refers back to a noun or pronoun. It is known as antecedent. Suppose if I mention some sentences like I would like to meet the architect who designed the building. Suppose I say all that glitters is not gold. So in sentence number 1, the noun architect is the antecedent of the relative pronoun who. So with the help of who, we are talking about the architect. Okay. But in sentence 2, the pronoun all is the antecedent of the relative pronoun that. Okay. So these are the important notes that you have to keep in your mind. First thing, a relative pronouns is used to join clauses. So it is a pronoun as well as a conjunction. Relative pronouns introduce relative clauses and noun clauses. Okay, I will talk to you later in any other video about clauses. Okay, basically we have to understand right now that who, whom, whose, which, what, they can be used as relative pronouns as well as the interrogative pronouns. But as relative pronouns they can join clauses, but interrogative pronouns they ask questions. So that is the basic difference between relative pronoun and interrogative pronoun. Okay, is it clear? Well students, now we have the next pronoun, that is indefinite pronouns. What are indefinite pronouns? Probably you have seen one, none, all, somebody, nobody, anybody, few, everybody, many, any, others, etc. So with the help of indefinite pronouns, we refer to persons or things in a general way. They do not refer to any person or things in particular. Suppose if I say one must keep one's promises, so with the help of one, I am not just making any noun or pronoun very specific one. Okay, one must keep one's promise means we are talking about everybody, that everybody should keep one's promises should not be broken by them. Yes or no? If I say one must not be very proud of one's achievements, so here one is not a particular person. Okay, this is said in a general way. If I say nobody came to my rescue, so nobody, with the help of nobody, I am not talking about a particular person, Ram or Shyam. Nobody means nobody was there. It can be anyone. If I say be good to others, so here others means all the people surrounding you. Okay, so they are spoken in a general sense. They do not refer to any person or things in particular sense. Okay, well, but again here is one confusion. Some of the students think that they are always, suppose if you see some or all, so they are always used as indefinite pronouns. No, not at all. I'm giving you some examples where you can see these words function like adjectives as well. If I say some work has already been done, so here some is not any pronoun, it is adjective of quantity. Why so? Again, the same note is helpful here. Before noun we cannot use any pronoun. Work is the noun, so just before noun we cannot bring any pronoun. So this conjugation is entirely wrong here. All the participants must report by 5 p.m. If I say, so here all the participants are noun, so we cannot see, or we cannot consider all as a indefinite pronoun. We have to understand that all the participants must report by 5 p.m. Here all, it is adjective of number. Okay, I hope you got it clear. Now we have the last type of pronoun, that is distributive pronouns. Each, either, neither, they are called the distributive pronouns. Why? There is a specific reason. Because they refer to persons or things one at a time. Suppose each of these children is a genius. If I say we can appoint either of these candidates, neither of your proposals has any merit in it. So here what we have understood, that these distributive pronouns are always singular, and therefore we must take a singular verb with it. I hope you got it clear, students. Okay, but still if you have any doubts, so I'll mention in my comment box, so that in the future video I will clarify all your doubts. Okay, I am very grateful. For what? Because of you, for your continuous support in making my YouTube channel so popular. Do subscribe, share. Thank you so much.